Hey everybody, Matthew and Lee here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another behind the scenes of the making of the Deffwatch Orks.
Those are getting faster.
I know, right? That's because I'm getting better at them, so more efficient. Except now I have to describe how more efficient
Someone has to take the intro for each one and make a compilation. The last one's going to be...
And the Deffwatch narrative campaign, of course, is coming out to the vault near the end of September, or at the end of September. By the time you watch this video, we'll probably have a date. You can check out our Facebook page. All the details in the links below, including the rules for our Unfortunate Deffdread. It really is a Fortunate Deffdread, but I call him the Unfortunate Deffdread, as you're going to find out why in a second.
He was destined for better things.
But he's totally happy where he is.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe that's because he was brainwashed and engineered to be happy where he is. So we're going to talk about our Deff Dread here. And yeah, this is a Deff Dread. It's a little bigger than a Deff Dread, but it is a Deff Dread. Because after you made that Mega Knob, and we knew that we wanted you to make a Deff Dread, you're like, well, I got to make it bigger than the Mega Knob, which is a Deff Dread.
Yeah.
So this is what Lee came up with. And so this is Nazbog Gorant, the Unfortunate Deffdread. So this is actually the first Deffwatch member that Facetomp has successfully created. We'll talk about that right now. Even with the help of his Ymirian companion, it took Facetomp quite a few tries to get Ork genetic engineering right. On his 75th attempt, which took him a couple years.
Why 75?
I don't know. That's just what happened to me.
Random number?
Maybe he believed enough by then.
Oh.
On his 75th attempt to unlock the genetics of the Orks, he created Nazbog Gorant. Everything about Nazbog was a total success, and this brought Facetomp a lot of happiness. His mind was open, his abilities to see beyond the basic Ork instincts, even to reason about why he exists. However, he had one rather major flaw. None of his limbs grew in. He didn't have arms or
just like
or
little T-Rex arms?
No, not even. It's just like this body with a head. But he was just like contemplating the universe as he lay there. And rather than he sounds like it, but he didn't realize that he didn't realize he needed them. And rather than accept another defeat, Facetomp said, "Success!" And he proceeded to wire him into a Deff Dread. So now, in the long run, our Big Mech, which we're going to be talking about in the last video, eventually created him this custom Deff Dread because he needed one worthy of a Deffwatch member. And Nazbog actually is, he's much smarter than typical Deff Dread is just kind of an Ork strapped in there and going at it. This guy has a lot more to him, so he's able to control a bigger one, control the different weapon systems and all of that. So Nazbog's Deff Dread is actually brilliantly designed, as Nazbog occupies a removable compartment that would allow him to be inserted into other Ork walkers should the need arise. The unfortunate Ork doesn't seem to mind, probably because Facetomp proceeded to alter his mind to enjoy his fate, allowing the imprisoned Ork to find comic relief in his horrible condition. He'll often be found to be strolling alongside the other Deffwatch members, even looking down at the mech, the Mega Knob, and being like, "Hey, why are you so small?" Just things like that, right? Like he's like, "Oh, look at how small all those little humans, little humans, I step on you." He thinks it's hilarious. He just finds his life hilarious that he's just running around in this Deff Dread suit while everybody's stuck with their fleshy arms and fleshy legs. Like, don't you kind of feel a little envious now that you think about it that way? Like, this guy gets to run around in a frickin' huge mech suit, and you just got to use these things which get tired and sore and hairy. And he's just like, he doesn't have any of those issues. Bathing. He doesn't worry about bathing. He's like, eating is a minimal thing. He just has to make sure he's just kept up to date. Like, he thinks it's awesome. And maybe, that's
good for him.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy, all right? So just stop judging.
Back off.
So, now it doesn't show it on this model that we're going to be looking at in a second, but we have the thing. It helps that one of the weapons that Big Mech Scarbog engineered for Nazbog is his Super Shock attack gun, which instead of firing grots through the warp, actually fires Ork boys. Nazbog finds this hilarious, as the Ork boys tend to give even better reactions as they are scooped up and hurled through the terrifying warp and emerge on the other side to shred Nazbog's enemies to shreds. Shred them to shreds. That's great writing there. Yeah. Obviously didn't proofread that one.
They get shredded when they're shredded to shreds?
He's shredding it into shreds. Well, what else do you turn you shred something to shreds? That's why you call it shredding. So it's perfectly fine. So this is our model. Now, when you actually see him the first few games, he's not going to look like this. He's got other weapons, which we'll put on in just a second. Yep. Because we got to look at this. There's a lot to talk about here, because with this one, I asked Lee to magnetize all of the limbs, And that would give him options.
Pull it.
I'm pulling it. I'm just doing it gently. I'm doing it gently,
It's a
man.
magnet. Just pull it.
Respect in the miniature. And so right here,
That's first.
This is a well, respect to the custom miniature. Not my Tyranids, man. So this is like a big old thunder hammer kind of thing, which we'll talk about what that crap that bit on the end is, because I have no idea.
You don't?
No, I don't. What is it?
What,
I'm
this
curious.
thing? This thing?
What is that?
Oh, we'll get to it later.
Okay, all right, fine. Obviously, all magnetized together. Like it even goes as far as that these missile pods can come off.
And the hand can come off.
And the hand can come off too, because you have, then we can stick another kill saw or something else that you have all the bits on. So lots and lots of magnetization. We got the shield here. Now, unlike the storm shields of the Terminators, which for some reason just give a straight up 3-up invuln, which I think is dumb, this one gives a +1 to his saves. So he typically has a 3-up, 5-up, but if he wears a shield, it's a 2-up, 4-up, which I think is a better rule, to be honest. I like that better than just straight up invulns. I don't like straight up invulns. I just think they don't make sense. I got a shield, so you just can't get through no matter what. It's like, well, if I have something that penetrates armor, that should penetrate
Or I'm standing
shield.
behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Or if I'm standing behind you. Now I know storm shields, whatever, it doesn't matter. I like my rule better. So I'm gonna pop off his arm so we can see the body. I'm gonna do it oh so carefully. And now he kind of just looks like a chicken. So what are his, let's walk through. I'm gonna ask you first and tell me what they are. What are the legs made out of?
The legs are actually made out of Deff Dread arms.
Those are. So
they're 2 each.
So that's arm.
Yeah.
And then what about the foot?
The foot is, the toes are from Defiler / Soul Grinder.
Okay.
One of
the toes of the Defilers and the Soul Grinders?
Because I had a bunch of those bits lying around.
Of course, because normally you do.
Yeah.
Right.
And the actual foot is Space Marine Rhino Hatch.
So Rhino Hatch, and then Soul Grinder toes.
Yep.
And that's the same on both sides. So it looks like a bit of a chicken walker.
Yep.
It gives him good movement values, though. So he's able to... It also allows him to traverse terrain a lot better.
Yep.
Than those stubby leg Deff Dreads that are out there. What about the body?
Body's just a straight up Deff Dread.
So this is the one... So this
out of the box.
Out of the box. So this is the part that you chunked out so you could stick the Mega Knob into, essentially. So out of the box, Deff Dread, but you took his arms and made it legs because, that makes sense.
We wanted him to be taller.
I know. And naturally the way that you make somebody taller is to make their arms their legs because... That doesn't make any sense, Lee, but it works. It's just funny.
Doesn't have to make sense.
It's funny that's where your brain went, I need to make him taller. Make his arms his legs. I'm like, I'm sorry, if I took the arms off of my body and made them my legs, I'd
But
get
if you
shorter.
took this arm and added it to that arm.
If I double my
the
arm.
thing.
And then, rather than double.
Because these are 4 legs. 4 arms.
Right.
2 legs, right?
So why not 2 legs? Why 2 arms?
Because the legs are really, really stubby on the actual model.
So you need
They're
4
about
legs.
that long.
Yeah, because there's these little tiny stubby legs in this thing. And so the arms would actually work a lot better.
Yeah.
So it's really just handstanding it the whole way through.
That was actually one of the original designs I was thinking. Actually have them socketed in the shoulders.
So he's like literally...
And have the weapons like coming from underneath. So he's like...
There's like a spider almost?
Yeah, it's going to be weirdly weird.
That would be kind of weird.
But
I like the way
then
they
it wouldn't
set
be as tall though. That's the thing.
What about all these...
That's straight up out of the box Deff Dread.
This is just Deff Dread.
Yeah.
Deff Dread all in here.
Yeah.
So then the
assembled
arms...
by instructions. And
Right.
the arms too.
The arms are just Deff Dread arms that you've magnetized. What about... Okay, so we have... Let's take this apart. Take
pull
that
the
off.
hammer
Take
off.
that off.
Yeah.
So what about this
So
right
that's
here?
straight up Deff Dread. Same with this one.
So even the shoulder pad is Deff Dread?
Yep. So
he's basically went to town with the Deff Dread kit.
pretty much. And good claws. Where's the other one? There we go.
Yeah, so you have the option to basically go 4 claws, which would give him a lot of attacks, because basically the rule... I borrowed a lot of the rules from Deff Dreads. That all these claws basically give him +1 attack each, and I think they're like double strength, good AP, just straight up 3 damage apiece. And so you put all those on, he starts at 2 attacks, and so that'll give him 6 attacks right there. So this is pretty scary. Now let's show the shock attack gun. Because this is where you'll see him starting the entire campaign.
You want me to pull them off and stick this on? And
Yeah, go ahead. Stick it on, because this one's a little more...
tricky.
A little more finagling, let's just put it that way. It's fallen off once or twice in the middle of a battle report. It's hard to get all the magnets exactly where you need them.
Yep.
So the idea here, did I ask you to put a shock attack gun on, or did you come up with the idea?
I think it was my idea.
Was that your idea to put a shock attack gun on? But Lee, of course, once he had the idea to put a shock attack gun on, he thought, you can't just put a regular shock attack gun on. You got to have a mega shock attack gun. This thing is enormous. I wish I actually had a regular shock attack gun next to it, but I think a regular one's like this big. So this thing is like 2-3 times bigger. That's an orc right there, yeah. So you can actually believe an orc being shot through that tube. And then the way shock attack guns work in the lore, for the big mechs, is they take snotlings and they hurl them through the warp. So it creates a warp portal. So it's not actually shooting them. It's literally teleporting
them. It's like a portal in the front of the gun.
Yeah, it's like this psychic energy builds up, and then it throws them into the warp. And while they're in the warp, they go nuts. And then they come out on the other side and appear like inside your armor.
Yeah.
Or if it's really precise, inside of you.
Yeah.
And this snotling is totally deranged by that point and just claws its way out. And so it's able to rip through armor before it dies, obviously. And so it can be quite devastating.
It's like a Gate of Infinity gun.
Yeah, but the problem is it's very random.
Yeah.
And so now the new shock attack gun in 8th edition is not that random. It's just random strength. It's kind of boring that way. But the old one had all these extra effects. So in the rules, I actually created, I copied a lot of those effects, but made them to the extreme. So this one, instead of shooting snotlings, shoots naturally orcs. As I know, see that already fell off right there. So there's the orcs, and there's the claw. The claw. So what's the claw from?
The claw is from the Adeptus Mechanicus
I'm just going to show it
excavator.
Here we go. The Adeptus Mechanicus excavator. So that's one of the terrain pieces,
yeah.
right? What about this entire barrel?
The gun.
That doesn't look like plastic card. So don't tell me it's plastic card because I won't believe you.
It's not plastic card. It's actually one of the Armageddon terrain Promethean tubes.
Oh yeah, you're right. I recognize it now that you say that.
Yeah.
And what about the electric
That's
parts
probably
in
the most expensive bit on the thing. Those are the tops of the void shield generator towers.
Right. Yeah, because we had an extra one just sitting there, and you're like, "Can I cannibalize these 3 tiny bits from this entire $100 piece of terrain?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
"Sure." I'll just make a wrecked one out of the rest of it. Sure.
Yeah, we'll make a wrecked void generator. Seriously.
No.
That's an elastic band, isn't it?
No, that's actually plastic card.
That's plastic card. Oh, okay.
You can see how by the thickness of it, it's not that thick.
Oh, okay. Of course. Yeah. I should have known that. What about the cage?
Cage.
The orcs. Honestly, you didn't even paint these orcs. You literally.
I did paint those orcs.
You did. Oh, right. Sorry, these are the ones I bought for you.
Yeah, I was like, so it's all painted by me. I just grabbed those.
Oh, that's not focusing. Come on. Oh, whatever. It's just an orc.
Yeah.
And so you literally snap them off their bases and toss them in there.
Yeah.
And so what's the cage? Sorry.
Granny grating.
Granny grating that you just kind of cut out.
Good old granny grating.
It's good for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So what is granny grating? A lot of people don't know what that is.
It's I think it's called plastic canvas, if you look for it. If you try to look for granny grating, you can't find it, because it's kind of a pet name for it.
Right.
But it's plastic canvas, and it's used for, like, needlepoint.
Needlepoint?
I think it's needlepoint. People might correct me. Or cross-stitching. I think it's cross-stitching.
Yeah, and it's good for grading for terrain.
Yeah.
But you've actually cut out a lot of the stuff, because usually there's even more dense.
Yeah, it should be double the density.
Yeah, and so you cut out each square.
Yeah.
To make them larger, to make it a little more like a cage. But otherwise, you can actually have it flat, and it works really well for grading on custom terrain.
And terrain and bases and stuff.
Yeah. But is there any other custom bits on this?
This is, that is actually a leg from the Deff Dread.
Of course. You had some leftover legs.
And here's the other leg.
Oh, hold on. You're off camera there.
Oh, sorry.
So leg and leg.
Or that might be an arm. I'm not sure.
Deff Dread bits. Why not?
Yeah, I'm looking at the bits here. Yeah, that's
that.
That's this piece.
So this is his big shield. Now this is a non-Games Workshop part. Yeah. So what is it actually
from?
That
is from the War Gamma Orc defense line. So
this is 2 of them. If you kind of look at this line right here, if I cover up half of that, you can kind of see how that looks like a barricade. And this is the same barricade.
Yeah.
And then on the back, you just glued them together and you stuck a magnet.
Yep.
That's it, right?
That's all I did.
Did you do anything else with that?
No.
They were kind of. We had them sitting there, right? Because I had bought a bunch from Wargamma. So
yeah, you bought them for Gorka Morka back in the day.
Yeah. I bought them a long time ago. We just didn't end up using it. That happens a lot, just so you know. We buy lots, so we just don't get to paint it at all. But you don't know what you need until you're ready for it, and then by that point, it's too late to buy it.
Yep.
So that's what that is. So let's get to the one that I'm really curious about, the hammer.
The hammer.
You want me to put the hammer down? So what is it?
Well, it's a hammer.
Yeah, okay. From what?
I'll start with the hand, just to annoy you. The hand took me 2 hours to make. Just the hand.
Okay.
Because it's... Am I on camera? There you are. The actual hand is from custom Mega Blaster.
Okay.
The actual fingers are Deff Dread toes.
So hold on. Let me get nice and close here. those fingers are toes?
The ones that are gripping the handle.
Okay,
the
other
pistons are from.
Those are toes.
Yeah, the pistons are from one of the big guns.
Okay.
They're supposed to extra.
The mech guns, you mean?
Yeah, like the Gretchen like artillery pieces.
Yeah, those are mech guns.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
called big guns. And I just added them so it looks like it can actually move.
And then the shaft,
And
which is plastic
that's
card.
just plastic card.
Yeah, I get that
And
now.
a cocktail stick.
And the top is
The actual like the stock of the head is just a plastic tube, which I added plastic card for decoration. But the head, like the front of the hammer, the one you don't know which is an Armageddon sewer hatch.
yeah, I see that now. So this is all custom built. You scratch built all of this,
yes.
and then this is the sewer hatch.
Basically the hammer from the head down is all custom.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is it's bits, but
it's
meticulously.
It's plastic card and toothpicks.
You made a hand from things that were not a hand.
Yeah.
Essentially. So that's
To make it look like it worked.
That's pretty awesome. Now there was one more thing. You had we have the gun. So this one, we have this bit right here, which is a gun. So this one sticks on just like everything else. So it's magnetized in there.
Are you trying to put it down there?
I don't know. Where am I supposed to put it?
I'm not sure. Ah.
The polarity is not right there.
Yeah, yeah, because I changed these magnets.
That's right. You changed them
Thing.
afterwards. But it fits on the bottom.
Anyway, it's supposed to be like down here somewhere.
So this is the gun. And so this has various bits to go on the end once you and we have this missile launcher too, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So this has now these all came from the different mech guns, right?
Yeah.
So
And it's all the same kit. That's the thing.
So it's all bubble, like the bubble gun.
There's the bubble gun.
The bubble chaka.
And we have the big custom blaster.
Custom blaster. What other one do we have? Oh yeah, and then
I'm
there's
not
the
sure
other.
what that one's called.
And something else.
Yeah.
Some sort of zapper. And then you got other bits to stick on it as well.
Yeah.
Because this comes off right here.
The spinny gubbins.
So you can put that on there. Or
And then the whole thing is actually supposed to fit on here, but I messed up the
maybe we need to
magnets.
fix that magnet.
Yeah.
Although there's two magnets on it.
I know, but then I changed it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll get that fixed. It's just a matter of cutting that off and putting new magnets on. But yeah, because we do want to see it in the actual games.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the point that we're showing this video, we've only filmed a few of the games so far, so things are still in early production. Even though you're probably watching this near the end of us actually being done filming the entire campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that big gun as well. So you can see there's all these bits. And then lastly, we have this little missile pod. What is that?
That is from the Lance Peter Storm.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks familiar.
It's,
just totally that?
yeah.
And then you just
out
stuck
of
a
the
magnet in
box.
it?
Yep.
So that sticks onto the...
Let's see if you can do it the right way, because you have
Ah!
There you go.
Look at that. Figured it out. So that comes
And
off.
I remember
It can
someone crying about, I can't make it fit.
be- Yeah.
Turn it around, Matthew.
Just turn it around, man. There we go. There's this hammer.
Yeah.
You want me to put the hammer down? So yeah, so here, let's see if I can get it right. Okay, let's do the shield. But the big is supposed to be on the top, or the big is supposed to be on the bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom, okay. There we go. And then let's do a little arm. And where's the other arm? Just over there. Pass me the other arm. And another little arm. Then we're missing a missile launcher. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. Boom, baby.
Yeah, you do.
There is our Unfortunate Deffdread. Beautiful work of art. Well, you can stay tuned soon to watch the Deffwatch narrative campaign featuring this Deff Dread along with all 9 other members of the 2 Deffwatch kill teams. All the details in the description below for the rules, for where to follow us, and all that kind of stuff. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for one more behind the scenes of how these are made as we look at the big mech and his little drones. Happy wargaming. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Deffwatch. Oh, no holding onto the table. Hands have to be free. You can. I don't touch it. Better move.
Very large man behind me.
Let that be your motivation.
I'm leading. No, I'm leading. My turn to lead. And swing me.
Oh.